We have a Google Pixel 5 leak that seems to reveal a 120 hertz display. So Google is not immune to the fast-paced spec improvements taking place in the smartphone world. They got to have the high refresh too. They're going to ask for a few dollars on this phone. And they just put out what I think will be a popular choice in the form of the 4A. Mm-hmm. But when you come with the 5, you now have to make the case for people to spend double the money. And one way to do so is on the display. So it's not just the fact that it's going to be 120 hertz. According to display supply chain consultants, Ross Young, who has also leaked tons of smartphone stuff in the past, this device will be the largest of the Pixel series with a 6.67-inch display sourced from Samsung and BOE. So people were a little bit curious as to whether or not what the Pixel variants would look like. Would there be an XL model? Would they do just one model and it could be large? It's been crazy, Will. The scaling up of the smartphones, the size scale. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're just casually talking about a Note series 6.9 inches, right?
Yeah.
6.9.
I guess it just wraps the whole phone at the point, right?
Yeah, but they're huge. I mean, you even said it's too big for you.
It is. Well, yeah, it is.
Yeah, so these things are getting huge and no one seems to be safe. The Pixel's not safe. The Pixel 4 XL was a 6.3-inch display and you're scaling up to 6.67 inches. And it's just like, it seems like every flagship has to get bigger. It's still going. And if you want a smaller phone, you have to be looking at one of the more affordable devices. That's where they're small. So whether it's the 4A or the SE or whatever, pick your, well, even you have to use the S20 right now instead of the S20 Ultra.
Yeah, or the Plus.
Or the Plus because you want the smaller one, but you give up certain functionality to go with it. So they know what the market wants. They do the market research. Google sends you a survey and say, how big should the Pixel 5 be? They'll send you a survey even before they were working on the thing and expose all kinds of details because they're Google.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, people must want it. 6.67-inch Pixel would be the largest Pixel ever created by a large margin, up from 6.3 inches. 120 hertz will also be the best display ever on a Pixel from a refresh rate standpoint. We saw the 90 hertz. The 90 hertz on the last model was cooking the battery. It was sizzling the battery. So there's a bit of fear that you go with the 120 hertz and the battery hit is so significant that it wasn't worth it. So maybe they can do something cool in software, or maybe they can just slam a huge battery in there.
Yeah.
To go with the huge screen.
Having the option to switch from 120 or 90 or even 60. That would be
for battery life.
Yes.
Yeah. Or slap a huge battery in there.
You can do that too.
You have the biggest Pixel ever. I think people will be disappointed if you don't slap a huge battery. Google, if you're listening, it's probably too late. But why don't you slap a huge battery in there? People will be very satisfied.